All right, welcome to the webinar, how to 10x the value and profits of your business. And the best part is without hard work. So before we get going today is by a show of a few people in the chat room is let me know that you are hearing this clearly and that you can see it so that we don't start and keep going and find out that nobody can hear us. So please in the chat room right now, let us know that you can hear us and you can see the images on the screen. Excellent. By the way, is at the end of the webinar, as a bonus, I'm going to give you a link to be able to download all of the slides. And now you'll definitely want to take notes during the webinar. You're going to get some really amazing, very powerful content. You definitely want to take notes, but also to help you out is that I am going to make sure that you can download all the slides so that you can really capture what's in today's webinar. And as we see from the chat room, yes, people are hearing it. Justin saying I can hear you and see. So Joel's, hey Joel's saying, yep, I can hear you and see. Well, you can't see me, you can see the slides. You guys won't be seeing me live today. You don't really need to. I'd rather share with you guys the content and the strategies because that's going to be way more powerful and way more beneficial for the results you want to produce in your business. I really appreciate you joining me here today, and thank you. I promise that in the next hour, I am going to give you the specific strategies and tools for dramatically increasing the value and profits of your business. Now, how does that sound? And as a reward for participating today, these are the same exact strategies that I teach my superstar, high-achieving private clients that, by the way, pay me close to $30,000 each to learn these things from me. The results that they produce are, well, mind-blowing. They're awesome. And I hope you're excited about getting these strategies today. Now, warning, I will warn you right off the bat that some of the information that you're going to learn today may seem like it's too simple or too easy. As a matter of fact, I get a lot of average people saying to me, well, if it was really that easy, then everybody'd already be doing it, right? Well, that's incorrect. See, part of it is people have that belief system that it can't be that easy. It can't be that simple. Well, the truth is it actually is. Most things in life really are. The hard part, I guess, is to get yourself to start to do different things, to think differently. To change what's going on in your head, and that is the work. But the strategies themselves are usually quite simple and quite easy. And it's that idea that it is too difficult and that this can't be it that keeps the majority of people not doing it. So I hope that you're not one of those people. So get over that. That's not going to help you, by the way. You got to get over that. It's one of the first keys is that you just got to say, now, wait a minute, you know what? Bruce Lee, by the way, the martial artist, Bruce Lee always said that the usefulness of the cup is its emptiness. And what he meant by that is that if you came into his dojo to learn martial arts and you wanted to tell him everything that you knew about martial arts or however you thought it should be, he would say, there's nothing I can teach you because your mind is so filled that there's no room for anything else. So you need to get over that it has to be hard. It has to be difficult. It can't be this easy. So step number one to really taking your business to the next level and your life, by the way, you'll see that these strategies you're going to learn today don't just apply to your business succeeding. They're going to apply really to every area of your life. Today, we're just going to stay focused on how do you increase massively the value and the profits of your business. And step one is the first thing that you have to develop is a new mindset. Wherever your head goes, your body is going to follow. So we got to work on our mindset. Now, right here is where, again, I get, average people telling me, well, hey, Kurek, I'm positive. Okay, but I don't know if that's the entire mindset that I'm talking about right now. Or people say, I'm motivated. I don't know if that's the whole mindset either. See, here's the whole thing is that the results that you have right now are always going to be in direct proportion to wherever your head is. When you elevate what's going on in your head, you're going to elevate the results that you have. Now, we're going to work on this today. So I'm not just going to leave you with, you got to develop a mindset. We're going to start working on what is that mindset and how do you do that. But right here is where you got to open that door and go, yeah, you know what? That's got to shift. I got to make some differences here. The legendary Frank Zappa said that your mind is like a parachute. It works much better when it's open. And so that's how we got to participate today. We got to have that open mind. Now, I have to tell you right off the bat is that I absolutely love what I get to do on this planet. I love it every day. I feel like I have the best job on the planet. And I'll tell you why is that I get to witness, I get to be a part of literally helping people fulfill their lives, fulfill their dreams, take their lives to a level that a lot of them thought was impossible to get to. I see it happen. I see it happen a lot quicker than, again, most people would ever think it can happen. And yet the best part about it is it's not like a get rich quick thing, or it's not a just to get the results quick thing. It's also long lasting results. So the change can happen quite rapidly and the results are permanent. It's just amazing. And the things that I've got to witness, the things I've got to be a part of, the quality of life changes. And regularly people, say to me, my private clients, they're raving about where their life is. And they say they got to wake up every morning and pinch themselves. They can't believe they're actually here. And yet it's so real. And they said, this is an area I've always dreamed about, or having these results. I always dreamed about this. So I love my job. It is by far the best part of what I get to do. I'm thrilled that I've actually turned it into a business and a career for myself. Yet it's something that I've always been doing. It's always been my passion to find out, the difference between successful people and average people. And how can you be, if you're just a normal person, how can you be somebody that achieves more and has an amazing life and amazing results in your life? And it's always been my passion. And I wanted strategies that work for everybody. Now, the results that I've helped people achieve, well, in businesses alone, over $273 million in more business for people. Now, how's that for some results? And I'm actually guessing that these numbers are probably more than that, but from all the, accumulation of information that I tried to put in for these slides, $273 million in more business for clients that I've coached and people I've worked with. Matter of fact, a hair care company here in Australia, they bought their business. There was 4 directors who pooled their money together, paid $25,000 for this business. They brought me in to coach them and work with them. And then within 6 years, after buying that business, they sold it for over $60 million. Now, how is that for a result, right? And really wonderful people. But you're talking about a life change, a game changer. And think about, we're talking about the money right now, and money is a way that we measure business results. But you think about the life change that would happen for them. Think about everything else that will go along with that. Also, a financial institution that I've worked with, after coaching them and working with their team, they produced in 3 months after working with them an extra $25 million in business and in results. Also, a bed company that I worked with. I worked with their sales teams. I worked with their management. I coached them all, and we quadrupled their sales in 4 months and broke records that the company had never done in 50 years of existence. We broke records in 4 months. And the other part about that story is that not only did we break those sales records, but they stayed at that level the entire time, and still to this day do. That's the real tangible results that you can produce with this. A health food store went from $8 million in turnover and 2% profits to $22 million and 12% profits. And again, that was in a time where they were in business before I worked with them for 23 years at that point. And then within a very short amount of time, probably about 18 months, they went to $22 million a year and 12% profit. So it's really dramatic results. Now, obviously, these results are not typical because it's going to come down to you applying yourself, you working on yourself, and you putting the strategies into play. Because with all these people, by the way, I'm not trying to impress you with this. I'm trying to impress upon you that this has nothing to do with me, right? I'm not doing it for these people. I'm teaching them the tactical, specific strategies on how to do this. They're putting into action. They're empowering themselves and their businesses, and they're the ones producing the results. That's what can happen to you when you start doing what I'm going to teach you today, that you got to apply yourself. But you're going to have to put into action, and you're going to have to be very specific with what I'm teaching you and put those specific things into action. Who's excited about that right now? Hey, by the way, the only way to fail in life is the failure to participate. So we're not just going to sit around on today's webinar and listen to Kurek go on and on. What I want to do is I want to make sure that you're participating and that you showed up. So in the chat room right now, just say, hey, Kurek, I'm here. I'm here. All right. Put it up in the chat room. The results that I've helped people achieve on other levels, by the way, I've helped people create huge movie and music careers. A movie director in Hollywood, never directed anything before when I first met him. Now he has a hit movie out with Nicolas Cage, John Cusack, 50 Cent, Vanessa Hudgens, called The Frozen Ground. He's got other movie projects on the way. I took him from zero to hero to A-list, gold medalist at the Olympics, people helping him find and creating amazing relationships with the partner of their dreams, awesome health and fitness goals, and way, way more than that. So like I said, is everything I'm going to teach you today can apply to any area of your life. Yet we're going to do some stuff today that's very specific for massively increasing the value and profits of your business. And I can see, and my wife's showing me right now, that Sam's saying, I'm pumped. People are, Aaron's here, Jamie's here, Joel's here. Yeah, it's awesome. You guys are showing up. I love it. So again, I want you guys to participate. You'll get way more out of what we're working on today when you participate than if you just sit and listen, or worse, I'm going on and on teaching this stuff and you're on Facebook or watching TV or something. So make sure that you participate. Also, hey, this should get you excited. There's going to be a massive bonus I'm going to give you today. So this will keep you paying attention. I'm going to give you today. And by the way, this is something that cost me $25,000. That's what it cost me. And it made me millions of dollars in my business and continues to do so. Now, if that excites you, you may want to sit up in your chair. You want to take notice. You may want to turn off anything that may be distracting you right now and pay attention, because you don't want to miss this on top of everything else I'm going to give you today. So if you're excited about that, give me a thumbs up in the chat room. Plus, man, I'm just loading it up here. I'm going crazy. Plus, I'm going to give you another extra bonus. And again, this is a game changer. These things, by the way, with all the people that I've worked with, and by the way, I've worked with Sylvester Stallone, I've worked with Chuck Norris, I've worked with movie stars, rock stars. I spent time with President Clinton, 5 prime ministers of New Zealand, the prime minister of Australia at one time, business leaders, Richard Branson, all these different people. And, what I'm going to teach you today, again, comes from me not only spending time around these people, but I study them. I interview them. They don't even know I'm interviewing them, but I'm asking them questions. I'm trying to figure things out. And that's why the strategy I'm going to give you today, I can guarantee you that they work for everybody and anybody that puts them into action, because I'm not interested in any other strategies than those kinds of strategies. I mean, I don't want the ones that work for some people. I don't want to work for, well, maybe they'll work. I want the strategies that are guaranteed to work for everybody to produce the result of the people who put them into action. So this bonus I'm going to give you is what I call the master key to success. Right now, you should be so excited going, man, did I show up to the right place today? And it's the master key to success. This by far, what I'm going to give you, the master key to success, is the #1 key distinction between the people who produce the massive amount of great results in their life and the average people, whose, by the way, their lives aren't so happy. And the way that I know that is, do you know the most consumed drug on the planet are known as antidepressants? By the way, if it's the most consumed, that would mean the majority of people are taking those. So we don't want to be in that group. We want to be in that elite group, right, that operate different. Because remember, you're going to have to put something in differently to get something out differently. That's the law of cause and effect, right? So we want to be in the elite. So if you're in the elite, give me a hands up in the chat room right now. Say, I'm in the elite. And if I promise you today that I'm going to give you great life transformational content, I'm going to ask you, do I have your permission to take 10 minutes at the end of the program to give you an amazing offer for you to consider? And if that sounds fair, please type yes in the chat room right now. Give me a hands up, say yes right now. And by the way, assisting me right now is my amazing, beautiful wife, Erin Ashley, and she's looking at the chat room right now, and they're getting a yes. We're getting yeses. Yep, yes, yes, yes. Great. Awesome. And let me start by saying this, is I am just like you, right? I'm just like you. I was not born under, the 13th zodiac that doesn't exist. I don't have a special chromosome. I wasn't, when I was born, 3 wise people didn't show up. I'm a real guy. And I came from a family that was not wealthy. I came from a family that there was no very successful business people in it. Matter of fact, my father, a very smart man. He was a very hard-working man. He had high levels of integrity, which I believe, that he bestowed on me is to make sure I had that. My dad worked hard his whole life, and he thought that there was going to be a big payoff to that. Like if you work hard your whole life, when you retire or whatever, there's going to be a big payoff. And he was incorrect. What he found out was, and he found out the hard way, is that, when you work hard your whole life, the only thing you get from that is a hard life. And the payoff was never there. And I saw that, and it not only broke my heart, but it also scared me into changing my way, doing something different. Because I knew that if I follow that path, and by the way, my dad was a straight A student in school with perfect penmanship. I was far from that. If I got a D, I was happy because I was passing. If you could make out my chicken scratch writing, I was happy with that. I was content. I didn't have to get any better than that. Obviously, I've had to educate myself more since then, but I wanted different results, and that's where it started, with that desire to have something different. But I knew that I needed to research and find out how to get that. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. Now, again, I'm not sharing this next slide with you to brag or impress you. I'm sharing it with you to impress upon you that when you put into action what I'm going to teach you today, these are some of the results that you can produce for yourself and people that you love and care about. Just so a little bit of my credentials is I'm the creator and founder of the Success Inner Circle group, life-changing. I love having the Inner Circle group. Also is I am the #1 international best-selling author of the book, How Would Love Respond, which I am over the moon with how wonderful that feels and how many people's lives that book has changed and continues to change. It's the most wonderful feeling in the world. I get talk to people, emails, Facebook, people stop me on the street every day, somebody saying how that book changed their life. For the past 30 years, I have been rated as one of the best success coaches on the planet. I'm very honored by that. And it's about the results that I've helped so many people produce, the mind-blowing results. Fortune 500 companies and major corporations around the world, such as Apple, Seagate, Schwarzkopf, Westin Hotels, the Australian Royal Air Force, Carlton United Breweries, they hire me to teach them these strategies that produce awe-inspiring results. I'm lucky to be recognized as one of the premier experts in personal development, professional development, self-discovery, and peak performance. And as you can see, my list of clients in Purdue include Hollywood, directors, producers, cinematographers, a quadruple platinum rock band, music composers, business leaders, oil executives in Kuwait, Olympic gold medalists, athletes, sports teams, and, well, it goes on and on. So let's get going here. Now, this I need you to participate with. If you can hear some background noise, I don't know, everybody's outside where we're doing this webcast from right now, and so excited. They're trying to bang in. They thought the Beatles were in here. By the way, I probably just dated myself by saying the Beatles. My kids look at me and they go, who? But anyways, I just have to broadcast and project a little louder. In the chat room right now, though, this is very important that you participate. I can see right now that we got a bunch of people on the call, so I want a bunch of participation, and that is I want to know what business you are in. Now, there is a little bit of a delay when you do a webinar like this, so there might be a bit of silence as I'm waiting for these things to come in, but I definitely want to hear your response. I want you to write it down, what business you're in, because this is critical to what we're going to do next, right? So Jamie's saying e-learning courses, coaching and sales. Kimberly's saying marketing. Joel's happiness. I love that. Marketing. Is it a trick question? No, it's not a trick question. Kimberly, I want to know what business you're in. I don't see the trick in the question. But it's okay. You'll have to share with me what's the funny part about that. Health and wellness, marketing, phobias and stress things from Linda. The opportunity business from Carla. I like that. Computer support, analytics service sales. So I'm seeing a bunch of great answers in here. Now, what I'm going to share with you next, I want you to understand. Remember, we got to work on our mindset. This is where we're going to start developing this. I want you to work on your mindset, because from what I see is what people are writing here, I can tell that you don't actually know what business that you're in. I'll share with you this. And no, this is not a trick question. It's in order to make our business succeed, we need to understand what business that we're in. And the business that we're in is you're in the business of making money. And now this is not a, people, oh God, he's talking about money. I don't need to talk about money. You need to get over that. Business, the word business means to make money. In any country you go around in the world, business means to make money. That's what we do it for. I mean, why would you be in business if you don't want to make money? And by the way, if you're not making money with your business, it's called a hobby. So it's different. So it's here. Business is to make money. And by the way, your business is really to make as much money as you possibly can, because that makes your business strong. And by the way, when you make a lot of money with your business, you can spend that money to, for services. You can go to education. You can help people out. You can donate to charity. You can do all kinds of things with money. It actually makes the world a better place. And just so we understand, since human beings have been on the planet, there has always been a monetary system since we got together in groups, right? Because there was a time, we were just wandering around by ourselves, I guess, and you had to do everything by yourself. So you had to hunt the food, cook the food, grow the crops, harvest the crops. You had to make your own clothing. Well, that life was not fun. So we got together in groups, and the people started specializing what they did. But if you didn't have a monetary system, you had to carry live chickens in your pocket and trade for some corn or something. Well, the problem with that is, first, how do we trade how many chickens for how much corn? But also, live chickens in your pocket can be quite uncomfortable. So that's not a good strategy. But what we did is we created a monetary system. So it was like shells and jewels and certain shaped rocks and whatever that was, until finally we got to some kind of coins and currency in those things. But that's what it's for. It's an exchange of doing business is what the money is for. What you wrote in the chat room, when I asked you what business you're in, that's your product, right? And that's awesome. And I'm glad you guys know what your product is. But the business that you're in is to make money. And as soon as we get that, we will start making money with our business. See, because if you're focused on the wrong thing, that, hey, my business is to do this, that's not it. Your business is to make money. And what you want to do is, your mindset then is, you got to start opening up and saying, wait a minute, I got to develop myself to start making my business more successful. And the thing with this, ladies and gentlemen, is that your business is like a child that you give birth to. And just like your child, you want to make sure that that business grows to be strong and to and healthy and to outlive you. That's a great business. Not one that you worked for 20 years and then it goes out of business and there's no reward for it. That doesn't make any sense, right? You want it to outlive you. You want to have something that you can hand to your real children to take over, or you can sell at your retirement, or whatever that is. That's real business. And in order to have the results, like we want to have the results in our business. By the way, this can be with your health and fitness. This can be with your relationship. This could be with any one of your goals, and certainly with the results in your business. In order to do that, in order to have the results, we obviously have to do the action. We got that, right? We all know that. You know, if I want to get healthy and fit, I got to exercise and eat better. Everybody knows that. But why is it that 65% of Western civilizations are overweight and out of shape, right? They all know what to do. They're just not doing it. Well, the answer is because before we'll ever do it, we first have to be the person who would do those things. See, if you're, again, we use the weight loss as an example. If you're saying, well, when I lose the weight, then I'm going to be healthy. Well, then what you're saying is I'm not healthy right now. And guess what? Unhealthy people don't do the healthy actions, which produces them staying unhealthy. See how that works? Or with business, if you're saying once my business has the results, once I make the money and once I'm succeeding in business, then I'm going to be a successful business person. But as you see, that's using the formula in reverse and backwards, and it doesn't work that way. You have to be that person right now. You have to, and people go, well, how am I supposed to do that? Like, you're talking about wealth. Am I supposed to spend money I don't have? No, only poor people do that. Wealthy people create wealth. Successful people, successful business people create successful businesses. And again, this is where the mindset needs to start shifting. We got to be that person right now. And by the way, those people are action takers. Those people are people who make decisions and are committed to those decisions, and they do what it takes. They don't just say, well, I'm a big fan of my product and everybody's going to love it because I love it and that's going to make me sell a lot. That's not the way it works. And we're going to go more into this in detail. But in order for things to change in your life, in order for the results to change in your life, I got to change first. You got to change. The business is not going to change by itself. You can open a brick and mortar store with the most unbelievable product ever, and still people won't flock to it. That's not. It doesn't just happen that way. Or you can write the most amazing book and nobody reads it. Coming from my Hollywood movie background, I can tell you there's a lot of actors in Hollywood who are amazing. Well, they're not even that amazing at waiting tables. They don't work as actors. See, so just because they have the talent doesn't mean that they're producing the results. You got to change. Things need to change. And the first thing that needs to change is you, because when you change, your results are going to change. So let's talk about money. Since we're talking about that's the result of the business, is that there's a gentleman who I'm a huge fan of. I've been studying this man for 35 years now. There are three motives for which we live. And his name is Wallace D. Wattles, by the way. There are three motives for which we live. We live for the body, we live for the mind, and we live for the soul. No one of these things is better or holier than the other. All are alike and equal. We cannot live fully if either of the others is cut short of full life and expression. And what he was talking about here when you read his book, The Science of Getting Rich, is that if you really want to develop yourself in those areas, it's going to take money. It's going to take wealth. If you go to best universities, you want to go to workshops, you want to have coaches, you want to have trainers, all that stuff. And matter of fact, if you want to contribute to charities and to organizations, by the way, check any organization on the planet that is helping people. Any organization, what are they looking for? Matter of fact, you'll even see them do commercials on TV. What they're looking for is funding. They're looking for donations because they know that it takes the money to help them help people. It takes the money to help them change people's lives. You know, when people are down and out, it takes money to turn those people's lives around. So money is a good thing. That's a mindset shift. And if you really want to, Wallace D. Wattles also said, if you really want to help the poor, demonstrate to them that they can become rich, and prove it to them by getting rich yourself. Because why would they want to listen to somebody else teaching them about how to be rich? And that comes from a poor person trying to teach them that. That doesn't even make any sense, right? So we have to prove it to them by being there first. Be the flame, be the torch that lights up the path for everybody else. And again, there's that mindset shift. And this was something that, by the way, was bestowed upon me by a gentleman that I loved his work. I was very honored to spend quality time with him and get to know him really well. And his name was Wayne Dyer. And I was at one of Wayne's programs, and I was out in the foyer looking at his audio programs and his books. And, you know, I did like 25 best-selling books or something like that. And I'm standing there. I feel somebody standing next to me, and it's Wayne Dyer. And he looks at me and goes, "Hey, Kurek, man, I'm super proud of you. I've heard of your presentations. They're selling out, and people are going to your workshops, and people are loving what you're doing for them." He goes, "Man, but, you know, you're not really charging enough." And this is way back in the day, back in the early 90s or whatever. And, you know, and he's saying, you know, you gotta change that. Why are you charging so little? And I said, "Wayne, I'm not really the money-making guy. You know, I'm the personal development guy. I'm the guy who helps people fulfill their lives and their dreams." And he looked at me and he said, "Kurek, where did you learn that staying poor is spiritual?" And I said, "Well," and he goes, "Don't even say the Bible, because I know you haven't read it, and I have." And you know what? he was right about that. And he said, "That's a story." He said, "People say, you know, to themselves, I'd rather be poor and happy instead of rich and miserable. But those things don't actually go together." He said, "Kurek, do you think I'm spiritual?" And I said, "Wow, you're Wayne Dyer. Of course you are." And he said, "Do you think I'm rich?" And I said, "Well, I'm looking at his table of all these products and bestsellers and all these things." And I'm going, "Yeah, I guess you are." And he said, "Kurek, I got 8 kids." And he goes, "You know what? I want to teach them all that abundance is a great thing. And you got to get over this mindset that staying poor is a good thing. It's not. Actually, instead of what you're trying to do on the planet, is you're being a burden to society because you're not contributing to making it better." Game changer. Right there was a game changer for me. And I hope this is waking you up. And after the mindset, the next thing you got to develop is new skill sets. Now you'll notice that the S is highlighted there, and that's because it's more than a skill set. You need to develop new skill sets. See, wherever your business is right now, it's plateaued, it's leveled off at wherever you are in your head and whatever skill set you have. And you're going to have to develop some new skill sets. And this is why I love coaching with my clients and the inner circle people. It's because, man, they start rapidly expanding their mindset and then developing skill sets. And you watch crazy things happen to their business rapidly. So as a best-selling author for How Would Love Respond, when I was writing the book, for 4 years of writing the book, I studied marketing, I studied publicity, I studied publication, I studied all these things because I wanted to be an international bestseller, because I thought, why am I doing all this work and writing all this amazing content for people that's life-changing, but nobody's going to read it if I don't get it out there and it gets sold? So see, as you see by that example, not only did I have to learn how to write a book, right, and write a great book, I also had to learn how to market that book, sell that book, do publicity, all those things. And that's why within 4 hours of the book being released by the publishers, it became a #1 international bestseller. So as you see, we have to not only work on our mindset, but we have to start developing new skill sets. And that's the be, do, have again. See, we got to be the person that works on our mind consistently and starts developing our skill sets so that we can take new actions to produce the new results that we want. Does this make sense? So if this is making sense to you and you're going, wow, you know what? This actually is quite simple. I can do this. I'm excited. Say it in the chat room right now that you're excited. Say, hey, Kurek, I'm excited. Awesome. And remember, you're in the business of making money. It's a skill set. In order to get there, you're going to develop some new skill sets. And one of those skill sets is making more money in your business. That's how you get a successful business. Remember, I started off by saying, I'm just like you. I came from not a wealthy family. I came from nobody in my family was a business person. I had to learn these things. By the way, I've had lots of businesses that failed. And people go, I never knew that. Well, the reason being is because they failed. Nobody knows about them. But I tried all kinds of things. The thing, though, is I never quit. I never quit because I have that desire in me that I am going to be somebody. I'm going to be successful. And because of that, I'm not backing down to the challenge. I'm going to invest in myself. This is what by the way, still to this day, I invest in coaching and training and all kinds of things because guess what? The world is constantly evolving and changing. And if you're not evolving, you're dissolving. If you're not growing, you're decaying. And I understand that. So I invest in myself. My wife and I, we do training programs, coaching. We get all kinds of things. And that's why our business dramatically grows year to year in what we're doing. So we talked about it. Business is to make money. We got that. Excellent. I hope everybody's clear about that. We're excited. I'm excited. Everybody's excited. I love it. So what is money? And no, this is not a trick question. We need to know this because if that's the goal of our business is to make money with our business, which by the way, that's business, then we got to know what is money. And I will tell you that around the world, I ask this question and I get unique answers. That's okay. Don't try to impress me. Don't try to come up with the best answer. I want you to tell me what is your definition of money right now in the chat room. Please answer that. Again, there may be a slight delay as I'm waiting for these answers to come in. Type it in right away and post it because, again, it's important and pertinent before we move on to the next slide and where this is going to go. It's all right. So Hazel just said is we have 7-8 weeks holidays twice a year. Life is good, and we still have listened to Kurek. Awesome. Money is options, energy and choice, a barter system for currency, a haven. So we're getting some good answers in here. All right. Now, here it is. You go to the archery range, right? You have your bow and arrow, and you want to hit the bullseye. Because that's the goal, right? You want to hit the bullseye of the target. But don't you think it would be a lot easier? Chrissy saying freedom. Vani saying choice. Don't you think it would be a lot easier to hit the target first if somebody let you know what the target was, that you actually knew what it was? And as a team right now, let's function as a team in the chat room right now. Because we're all here together. Don't you think it would be easier for us all to succeed, in this case, to make more money if we actually were all going for the same goal? Like otherwise, it's like a bunch of players on the football field. They have the ball, but nobody knows how to score. It kind of sounds like soccer. I'm kidding. That's a personal joke. But anyways, you got no goalposts because you don't know where they are. Well, how are you going to score? And so we don't know what money is. How are we going to create more of it? Right? So great. And people are answering yes to that. So here we go. What money is service, right? The people who provide the most amount of valued service are the people who make the most amount of money. And right here is where I get people go, what about drug dealers? And what about, pornographers or whatever? Look, if nobody was wanting those things, nobody would be paying for them. Right? So it may be a negative service, but for those people buying it, it's still the service that they want. So, but we're not going that direction right now. We're going to talk about the stuff with integrity, but money is service. And so let me ask you a question. You go to a fancy restaurant, the food's amazing, right? And the service is terrible. In the chat room right now, tell me if you go back to that restaurant. Amazing restaurant, food's awesome, service is terrible. You get treated bad. Would you go back to that restaurant, yes or no? Nope, 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 and nope. Yep, great. So now let's say you go to a restaurant where, it's a good restaurant, food's good, and the service is amazing. It's the most wonderful personal service ever. Would you go back to that restaurant? Yes or no? Now put that in the chat room. And we're starting to see, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, for a lot of people, that's their favorite restaurant, right? You keep going back. Why? They make you feel good, right? You're made to feel good, like service is added to your life. So what is service now? See, now I'm asking these questions because once we get the clear definition of what we're going for, we know exactly how to produce the result we want because we know exactly what the target is and how to hit it. So what is service? Well, let's go here for a moment. So let's say you work all year long in your business, right? 40 hours a week. You're working, every day. You're doing, you're helping all these people out. And at the end of the year, you make $1 profit, one whole dollar. Woohoo! Are you happy? Yes or no in the chat room. Are you happy to earn just $1? Now, remember, before you answer and give me some, spiritual new age answer, what I really want is, remember, since the goal of business is to make money with your business after working a year, and you're, by the way, I don't know how you're going to pay your bills or put food in your family's stomachs and stuff for earning $1, but would you be happy with $1? Of course not. So I'm getting no's, no's, no's. Great. So what do we want that will make that number sitting in front of us way better? How about a bunch of zeros, right? Who'd be way happier? And by the way, this is, $1 million or more. Who'd be happy with the end of the year that you made $1 million in your business, $1 million in profit, right? So yes, yes, yes. Oh, people are, yeah, I like that one. I am seeing yeses in all capitals. That means you're saying it to me louder. I love it. So think about this for a moment, though. How much is 0 times 1? That means 0, right? How much is 0 times 100? 0. What's 0 times 1,000,000? 0. So why is it that we want more nothing? Why do we want more zeros? It's nothing. Now, I can hear you thinking right now going, okay, Mr. Webinar Seminar guy, in the real world, these zeros mean something. Well, they do mean something, but they still mean nothing. That's what they mean. Yet, why is it? Right? I want to think about this is why do you want more zeros? Why do you want more nothing on the end of your number 1, which, by the way, the 1 is the only real thing there. It's the only form thing. The rest is nothing. But why is it that as human beings, we chose the symbol that represents nothing to represent the abundance that we want? Now, think about that. As human beings, didn't we have any other symbols? The squiggly line, the hectagon, the octagon, the square, something? Why did we have to use the symbol that represents nothing? Well, right now, wherever you're sitting, I want you to hold your finger up in the air, and I want you to draw a circle and go around the circle and tell me, where does it start and where does it stop? It doesn't. So what does that 0 represent? Well, it does represent something, and this is very powerful and transformational. It represents a law of nature called the law of circulation, right? It's the law of circulation. Something has to go out in order for it to come back to produce abundance in our life. That's why we chose that symbol. It's very specific. And what that is what is service is that we have to give out, we have to add value to people's lives. And that's what service really is. See, people can say, oh, you have a smile on your face and do these things. And, that may be nice service. But unless people feel like there's value added to their life, they weren't really served. But I'll show you this in easy terms, in business terms, right? You buy a house. Let's say you're doing property investing, right? You buy a house at fair market value. You add value to that house. Now the house is more valuable. See, we all know this. It's all about adding the value, and those zeros on the end of our 1 that we're looking for, They just show the different levels of value that we need to add that will produce those more zeros. I hope this is starting to really open up your mind here and you're saying, wow, I never thought about it in those terms before. So here we go. So since we need to provide service to our customers, because that's what business is, right? Who are your customers? See, because again, we better know who we're serving so we know how to serve them. That makes sense, right? And so who are our most important customers? So right now in the chat room, I'd like you to tell me, who is your most valued customer? And I am going to wait. There will be a moment of silence just as the delay happens a little bit, but I'm okay with that. It's worth it. And by the way, nobody died from a little bit of silence. So in the chat room right now, I'd like you to tell me, who is your number one most valued customer? Write it up right now. All of my customers, all of them who pay me. Keep going. I get more people coming. I like these answers. They're great. Biggest paying ones. Me. Great. So as you see, we're getting some great answers. Here's the real answer. And one person got it so far. Sam got it. And that is, it's yourself. How are you going to add value to anybody else in your life when you don't feel like your life has value in it? That's like writing $1 million check on an empty bank account. You know, nice idea, but it doesn't really pay off, right? And you'll see people trying this. Their lives are miserable themselves and they're trying to help everybody else out. It doesn't work. So it's our responsibility to make sure that our life has value. It's your responsibility to make sure you feel healthy and loved and happy and all this stuff. And by the way, this again is changing that mindset and developing skill sets, personal development. Every client, by the way, that I work with, and I'm talking about Apple and Seagate and these big companies that you saw the results that I've helped produce with them, and my private clients and the inner circle people and all the people I've worked with, the first thing we start doing is they start working with me as I'm coaching them is personal development. And I've had people, yes, give me some objections saying, well, Kurek, I really want the money-making strategies. I want the business marketing strategies. I go, look, until you are the person, remember, be, do, have, until you are that person that would do those things in the way that they need to be done with that energy, you're not going to get the results. It's not just about activity. It's not, Wallace D. Wattles again, who wrote Science of Getting Rich, said, getting rich is not the result of doing certain things. It's doing things in the certain way. So it's not just about doing it, it's about how you do it, right? So the first customer that we need to serve is ourselves. We got to take, we got to be in peak performance shape. We got to take care of ourselves. Now, who's your next most important customer? So we got it. Yourself, number one. Who's number two? Who's your next most important customer? In the chat room right now, speak it out. I'm waiting. It's okay. I know there's going to be a pause. Like I said, nobody dies from silence, so it's okay. Bang. Joel says, my family. Awesome. Well, since Joel came up with that answer, Sam says family, loved ones. Great. I see some people are getting it. You guys are on board with me. Right. The next most important customer you have is your family, which also I include my friends. Now, by the way, there's a big difference between your friends and your acquaintances. My father always told me that, Kurek, when you die, if you have one great friend that you can count on, you are, a winner. And I used to think, Dad, I got tons of friends. Then you go through life and you really need somebody. You really need to count on somebody. You need people to hold you to a higher standard, all those things. And you'll see that the list dramatically diminishes. So to me, my friends are the family members that I've earned. Right? So just because you came out of the same womb as your siblings doesn't mean you'll be the best of friends with those people. I don't know. People's situations are different. But to me, my amazing wife, she is my best friend. and my wife. So she's my friend and my family and my kids and stuff. So here's the thing is, why are you working so hard? Why do you even want to be in business? Isn't it so that you can have a great life yourself and for the people you love and care about? Of course it is. That's why these are the first two rings. These are the first two circles that need to be fulfilled and have value added to them. Because by the way, when you walk out of the door every day and you're feeling awesome because you're feeling great, your family's feeling powerful and value added into life, and just imagine what you add in a value to the world and the people you bump into and the customers that you serve, right? That's why it's so important. You know, you got to remember is you got to start from the inside and work out. Who's your next most important customer then after your family and friends? In the chat room right now, speak it out. Daphne. Hey, Daphne's on the call from North Carolina, one of my private clients who, again, her and her husband, Paris, amazing results, crazy, amazing results, life-changing from when I first met them to who they became. Awesome. Fred Paris is what he likes to be called. His name is Fred. It's all right. My wife's writing down notes. Daphne's laughing right now. It's all right. We all know who he is, and he knows who he is. Thank you, Daphne. She said it changed your lives. Actually, Daphne, you guys changed your lives. I was just there to coach you through it, to help you do it. And remember, it's not me doing it. It's me teaching you how to do it, holding you accountable to doing it, and you producing the results. So who is your next most important customer? Kimberly asked Daphne, don't you already know all the answers then? Well, the thing is, Kimberly, is I don't even know all the answers. My point being is that we all need to be reminded. We all need to be consistent with this. You got to remember is that my life, I work and live in personal and professional development every day. I'm working with clients and businesses. I'm doing speaking engagements around the world. I'm coaching the inner circle people. You know, it's every day. I live in it. It's easy for me to stay in it for all of us. And by the way, the reason Daphne's on the call, and I already know this, what I've been asking her is, it's about building that muscle. It's about staying consistent. You can't go to the gym once and exercise and think you're buff for the rest of your life. You know, you got to keep exercising. You got to keep building the muscle. And you got to, you know, the funny thing is I've read the book Think and Grow Rich about 50 times by Napoleon Hill. Every time I read it, I get new information out of it. Why? Because I'm a different person reading it. I get new distinctions. I've evolved. I get more out of it. I've read The Science of Getting Rich about 200 times. Every time I read it, I get more out of it. I get new distinctions from it. It elevates who I am. So as I'm asking who are your next most important customers, Vani says your neighbors. People are saying different answers. I'll tell you who it is. It is your team. If you have a team at work, you're going to spend probably more time with them than you are with stranger or with anybody else, probably even your family. So, but imagine when your customer walks in the door, if you have a brick and mortar business, the customer walks in the door and they see everybody buzzing and feeling great. And they feel like there's value in their lives and they're loving it. People walk in the door and they go, I don't even know what the heck you're selling. I just want that. They want to feel that. And that's what we want to do. That's what we want to make sure our team. Who's your next most important customer after that? Well, it is your customer. And by the way, after your customer, there's a couple other, the rings keep going out. It can be your community. It can be your country. It can be the world. But if you'll notice that those circles represent the zeros on the end of your one, right? It's like a pebble that hits the pond that creates ripples that expand out to touch all the shores. And, you know, so what we want to do is we want to add more value. And so the more value that we add to more people, by the way, with leverage, and we're going to talk about that, it was leverage, which means instead of you just doing it one-on-one, it's how can I add more value to more people from one leverage position, the more wealth that we create in our business. Right? So instead of asking yourself, how can I make more money? Ask yourself, how can I add more value to more people? This is very powerful, and it's your journey changes here. And when I meditate daily, my mantra is, how may I serve? I don't ask how can we make more money in the business. I ask how can I add more value to more people. And by the way, the webinar is one of those things. Why? Right now we have a lot of people on the call. I'm adding value to more people at one time than I can if I was sitting one-on-one with you. Make sense? So here's the master key to success, because it ties right into this. Remember, I gave you this as an extra bonus, and that is that the master key to success is you got to learn how to manage how you feel, how you think and feel differently than average people do. This is the, I know it sounds so simple, and you go, really, that's it? That's huge, right? Because when you think and feel differently, and by the way, those two things go together. When you think differently than you are right now and you feel great, which by the way means you're going to have better thoughts, more creative thoughts, all those things. You're going to come up with better strategies, better actions. You're going to create better results that way. This is the key, because we are feeling creatures, and thought is the beginning of all creation. Everything that's ever been created started as an idea, got put into action, produced the results. So we got to learn, we got to manage how we think and feel differently than average people do. Because, matter of fact, I'm going to put a video up, and you're going to see one of my clients, Leanne Bartlett, how she went from 7 figures in debt when I first met her, 7 figures in debt, to producing over $800,000 a year in her home-based business. Not even a brick and mortar business, in her home-based business. So we're going to play that video right now, and you'll see that. And that's right here. I'm learning how to work this stuff. I love it.
Hi, my name is Leanne Bartlett, and I've known Kurek now for a little bit over 8 years. When I first met Kurek, I was working a full-time franchise, had 2 young children. We were in over 7 figures worth of debt. And yeah, I was just not in a good place at all. I suppose mindset-wise, financially-wise, there was a lot of things that needed to be worked on. And so when I first met Kurek, that was the first thing that he assisted me with. He helped me get my mindset in the right place. So we really worked on my personal development, because obviously it all starts, with us. So he got me working on lots of different strategies there. And that really assisted me in other areas of my life. So not only business-wise, but also relationships and other aspects of my life as well. So as soon as those things started turning around, that's when my part-time business that I was running alongside my franchise started to take off. I have since sold the franchise, and I've been working my little home-based business full-time now for about 6.5 years. And yeah, actually top earner in the company, creating quite massive results. I went from making about $30,000 a year in my franchise now to making over $800,000 a year. And it all started with the help that Kurek gave me to work on my mindset and really get me being the best person that I could be, so that I can create the results that I wanted.
All right. So as you see, real tangible results. Now, everybody hearing me again, if you can in the chat room, make sure my audio is back and you're hearing me. We just want to make sure that I'm not giving you this awesome content and yet nobody's hearing it. So here's another piece of the puzzle for you, and that is, people don't buy your products. They don't buy your services, or do they buy your ideas? That's not what they buy. What they buy is, people don't buy what they do buy is the way they feel about your product, your service, and your ideas. So what they're buying is really you, right? They're buying you. They're buying the feeling that they get with your product, with your service, with your idea. So the reason I say it's buying you is, well, if you're not feeling passionate, if you're not feeling value in your life, if you're not feeling excited about what you sell, neither is anybody else. And because people are struggling along in their business and stuff, a lot of their value that they feel in themselves, a lot of their inspiration, motivation, it's kind of lackluster now. You know, they're kind of trying to manufacture it. That's why we want to go back and really start working ourselves, like Leanne said, so that, because by the way, she was in that business that she's succeeding in right now long before she met me, and she was going nowhere with it. After working with her within that first year, she became the top money earner, doing over $800,000 plus a year, and now I've been doing it for like 6 years. That's what happens when you put into action. So we'll go back to some of what we talked about, and you'll see where this all happens. So in order for us to create the successes that we want, we must develop our mindset. We've talked about that, and I'm going to talk about that because wherever your head goes, your body follows. This is something you need to work on every day. It's a muscle. If you don't work on this every day, it atrophies. It gets weak. The other thing we have to develop is our skill sets, right? So it's not just mindset, it's skill sets. So you've heard me say this already, so I'm not going to go on and on about it. But now people are asking, well, I get that I have to change it, but how do I develop it? Well, how you do develop it. Oh, here we go. Well, first, as I said, you got to expand yourself. You got to reinvent yourself. Hello, I'm expanding, right? You got to reinvent yourself. You can't be the person that you are today and expect the results that you want. Not going to happen. Cause and effect. That's a law of nature. Whatever you put in creates what you're getting out. So we have to reinvent ourselves. And I know that sounds, oh my God, I got to completely change myself and whatever. It's not as, remember I told you earlier, it's not as hard. It's a lot simpler than you think it is, and a lot easier than you think it is. It does take work. It is going to take help to do that. I'm here to help you with that. So in order for us to develop that, the first thing we have to do is get education. Well, that makes sense, right? You got to know what to do in order to do it. So first thing we need is education. Then in order to develop the mindset and skill sets, we have to application, right? Education by itself. President Truman, President Calvin Coolidge, used to be a president of the United States, said that the world is full of educated derelicts, right? People know what to do. They're just not doing it. So we got to get the education. Then we have to apply that education. And then we have to have the follow through, because the fortune is always in the follow through. Anything that you try and you don't complete, it's worth nothing. The fortune's always in the follow through. And with follow through, I would say is you need to be held accountable, because especially if you're running your own business, it's too easy when you're the boss to let yourself off the hook. And that's one of my biggest things I do with my clients is I hold them accountable. If you say you're going to do something, if it's something that has to get done, we get it done. We're not backing down. I'm going to hold you to that. And then it starts building that habit of operating that way in yourself, because remember, we develop ourselves into being that person. And pretty soon it's the muscle of who you are. And wow, you got to watch the results take off from there. First thing you got to do, though, you want all this to happen, you got to make the decision. The moment you decide that you want to be successful in business, not I wish, I hope this would happen, I really would like that. No, it's got to be a decision. The moment you decide you want to be successful in business, you start becoming successful. And this is not a should. Oh, I should get some coaching. I should get some help. I should start doing something different. I should. Most people wind up shooting all over themselves. Anyways, I cracked myself up with that. You'll get it. A should has never been powerful enough. Think about it. There's many times in life when you told yourself that you should do something, but you never did it, right? And there's also times when you told yourself that you shouldn't do it, but you went and did it anyways, right? So that's not powerful enough. It has to be a must. I must do this. If I want to get to where I want to get, I have to do this. There's no backing down. I have to do this. Next thing is commitment. You got to be committed to your decision. You got to be committed to working on yourself. You got to be committed to growing. And with that commitment means you got to be consistent. Not I go to one workshop and I got it all. Or I do one webinar and I'm the master of this. That's why I was saying about Daphne. Here she is. I'm so proud of her. She spent over a year with me coaching, her and her husband, and here she is getting more training from me on the webinar. She's consistent, but if you see the results that her and Paris have gotten in their life, mind-blowing. And you saw her thing in the chat room saying change their entire life. Next is investment. You have to put something in to get something out. That's the key. You got to invest in yourself. As I always say, the best investment you can ever make is in yourself, because you'll grow to being that more evolved, better action taking, more educated person than you are right now. That new person is going to do things that you can't do, don't know about doing right now. That's going to produce those new results that you want, right? And if you look at the word investment, the way I look at investment, you'll see it's right there in the word. I invest in me. The best investment you can ever make is in your own personal development. See, whatever you put in your investment is going to mirror what you're getting out. It's an equal proportion. You want more out, you got to put more in, and that's investing in yourself. And like I said, as Aaron and I, we still to this day, I get coaching, we do training programs, we do online courses, we're nonstop, and we work on these things every day. We're putting things into our business, like what we're learning, like I said, with the application, the education, then we're applying it, yet we're still learning more. And we're still learning more. We're still growing more. We're still being held accountable at a higher level. And that's why dramatically from year to year, our business grows. And people say, wait, you get coaching, Kurek? Yeah. Why would I teach other people that you need coaching, but not do it myself? It's like being a fat fitness trainer and you're telling everybody else to exercise. It doesn't make any sense. You know, yes, to be the coach at the level I am, you have to be an ongoing and ever-growing student. That's the way it works, right? So decision, commitment, investment, and you got to be held accountable. You can't do it yourself. I don't do it myself. Aaron and I hold each other accountable. And there's a way that we do that, by the way, so that it doesn't cause marital problems. You know, we're not getting on each other and in each other's face. But that's why we get so much done and we grow so much. So now what I'd like to do is share with you a video from my Olympic gold medalist. By the way, we just, at the time of this recording, or this webinar right now, we're not recording it now, but we're live, but at the time of doing this, we just celebrated 17 years of having gold medals, because I worked with Natalie Cook and Carrie Ann Podhurst to help them win the gold medals at the Sydney Olympics for women's beach volleyball. Carrie is a numerous Olympic bronze and gold medalist. She's an author. She's a very successful businesswoman and a world-class speaker. So I'm going to play a video from you that Carrie actually just sent us this week. I'd love to share this with you because, again, you can see she's a real person and how this has benefited her life and how she got there. Love it.
Hi, my name is Carrie Podhurst. Some of you may know me as a three-time Olympian, bronze and gold medalist, gold from the Sydney 2000 Games in beach volleyball. I'm also a motivational speaker, have been for, probably 20 years now. I'm a mum and I'm a business owner. So I wear about 3 hats these days. But what I want to talk about is Kurek Ashley. And Kurek came into my life just before the Sydney 2000 Olympics. And as most of you know, Natalie Cook and I were really successful. That was our most successful event in history. And Kurek helped us prepare for that. And what he did for us back then, the best way of talking about it is that he helped us become aware of our thoughts. And he helped us reframe those thoughts to help us move towards the goals that we wanted to achieve. So if I look back now and think how Kurek's really affected my life as a whole, I believe that all of the teachings I learned from Kurek, and I worked with him for about 1.5 years, all of those teachings actually show up every single day in my life, whether I am coaching beach volleyball, which I do occasionally, whether I'm being a mum, so reminding my son of all the wonderful things that he can think about and focus on to help him succeed and be a great human being. Whether it's in my relationship with my beautiful husband, Max, or whether it's in my motivational speaking career. And I've got to say that without Kurek, I don't think my speaking career would have been as successful, and perhaps I wouldn't have continued on speaking for as many years as I have. And I do a lot of corporate speaking, and it's mainly motivation, inspiration, as well as running a few workshops. But the lessons that I learned from Kurek, I often portray throughout my presentation, I've really strengthened my belief in the fact that mindset is everything. I mean, the work that Kurek did with us basically filled the gap. It was the missing piece of the puzzle, I guess, in, creating the success that we did in Sydney 2000. And it's had such an effect on the rest of my life that I couldn't be more grateful for Kurek. And, I really hope that you can experience what we experience, what I've experienced, and help you add that into your life. And so it becomes part of who you are, the teachings that Kurek has and is going to give you.
Wow, thanks, Carrie. I'm in awe. We all got together, by the way. Natalie Cook, Carrie Podhurst, Steve, the head coach, Phil Mortland, the physical trainer, and we all got together on a video call this past week just to celebrate 17 years of winning the gold medals at the Sydney Olympics, and just to see where everybody is these days and how grateful they were, and they gave me gratitude they had towards me about what I've done for their life. And like I said, I have the best job in the world because I get to help people fulfill their dreams, and to be a part of that, and it will never go away. And I'm so honored by that. So thanks again, Carrie. I appreciate that video that you sent. So here's a big bonus that I promised you at the beginning of the webinar. And by the way, I can see I'm going just a little bit over of our hour. I am going to wrap this up and get this done for you guys and not go too far over. So if I have your permission to go just a little bit over, please go in the chat room and say, hey, Kurek, I'm cool. I'm getting a lot out of this, and give me your permission. So here's the big bonus. Remember that this cost me $25,000 to learn, yet it's made me millions of dollars in my business. And it continues to do so, which is the best part. And I'm going to give this to you right now. And again, this is going to sound so simple. And you're like, that's it? I was expecting way more than that. I thought it was going to be bigger. When I heard it, by the way, it was from somebody that was my coach, that still helps me today, but was my specific coach for me. And the first coaching session, by the way, is not only did I coach with them once, this person, but I actually coached with them for 5 years in a row. Game changer for me. But this one thing that he said in the first coaching, mind-blowing, changed my life, and certainly changed the way I operate and do things in business. And what he said is, stop trying to sell people what you think they need. You're going to understand this in a moment. People don't buy what you think they need. They buy what they want. It's a game changer. I'll give you an example of this real quick. Is I was in New York and I was coaching a woman. She was trying to get on some talk shows, and we were in front of like 115 of the top TV and radio producers for all the talk shows, and she's getting shot down by everybody because she wrote a book on how to eat raw foods. And by the way, the woman's beautiful. She's 41 years old at this time, single mom. She obviously walks her talk. And she's trying to get on these TV shows talking about eating raw foods. Well, nobody really wants eating raw foods. That's not what they want. It might be what they need to get in shape and have more energy and all this and be healthier and all that stuff, but that's not what they want. And since she gets shot down, which means the producers were saying, thank you, we'll call you if we need you, but it means we're not. She came over to me very distraught. I said, ma'am, give me your pitch. What are you doing? She told me, I said, ma'am, that's not going to work. What do people want? And she said, what do you mean, what do people want? I said, what do they want? And I said, first they wanted sex. They want it easy. They want, make more money. They want these different things, but they don't want to eat raw food. She goes, my book's not about sex. And I go, what? First, when sex, I don't mean intercourse, and I don't mean porn, and it doesn't have to be dirty, but, it's one of the most powerful driving forces in human beings is sex. And so I said, what if you went up and pitched to these people and said, hey, I got 5 easy steps of, how to get in shape for summer and stay that way. Now, think about it, ma'am, a woman your age, 41, don't you think they want to be in shape and stay that way? Or, how to attract the partner of your dreams and have them have the hots for you forever, What do they want? What do people want who would be reading your book? She goes, but that's not what's in my book. I said, I don't really care what's in your book. We're trying to get you on a show so you can sell your books. And I said, what if one of your steps was eat raw food? See, one of the 5 steps to getting in shape and staying that way was to eat raw foods. See, it's a strategy instead of what you're trying to sell them. Sell them on what they want and not what you think you need. Well, by the way, she went and talked to the next 5 producers. She got booked on all those shows and continues, and she's been selling a lot of books now. So my point being is that we have to understand first who we're selling to, who's our customer. And when people tell me, oh God, everybody needs my thing. Well, first, you're talking about what they need. They don't buy what they need. And second, if you're trying to sell to everybody, you're actually talking to nobody, because see, not everybody's interested in the same thing. So we need to know who our customer is, what do they want, how do they communicate what they want, so that we can communicate back to them that we can deliver what they want, because they'll buy that. And now I know that there's a lot more to this. I don't have the time to give this all to you. But again, this is what I work with my coaching clients on, is to get really specific on this. And you go, boom, all of a sudden, my business is making money. People are responding to it. Yet what I just gave you by itself, it's something you can work on. It's gold. Cost me 25 grand. I just gave it to you for being an action taker and being in a webinar. So don't try to sell them what they need, because they don't buy what they need. They buy what they want. So sell them what they want. So let me ask you, I know that we've had a limited time together, and given the time that we've had in the chat room right now, did I do a good job of giving you the stuff, the strategies, the skills and tools that when you use them and to put them into action, these are going to help you achieve your biggest and best goals and the business results that you want to. So in the chat room right now, say yes, write yes if I have done it for you. By the way, you can't say no, but that just means I'm probably going to go on for another couple hours trying to make sure that you're served. Yes, I'm getting yes, yes, yes. Excellent. And so do I have your permission? Did I earn the right to spend a few minutes with you to share with you something I'm super passionate about and I know that you're going to love? Again, in the chat room, please let me know if that's okay with you. Yep, I'm getting great stuff always. Yep, yes, yes, great. Love it. And so let me tell you, let me share with you right now is that you weren't born to be good. You're here to be great. You got to shift that mindset right there. Somebody's got to be the great one. Somebody's got to make the difference on the planet. Why can't it be you and me? It is, right? By the way, Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy, any other great, Richard Branson, all these people, you know what? They're just real people, but they stood into their power and said, you know what? I'm not here to be good. I'm here to be great. And so right now I want you to take and shift that mindset that you're here to be great. Remember the results that I've helped people achieve: over $173 million in business, movie careers, music careers, gold medals at the Olympics, relationships, finding a partner of their dreams, health and fitness. These are all real people that I've worked with who've produced real results. And remember, it's not me doing it. It's me teaching you how to do it and helping you and holding you accountable so that you do it to produce the results in your life. So let me ask you, when would right now be the right time for you to start to win at life in your business? When would now be the time for you to start to win at life and in your business? Oh, good. I'm starting to see now is a good answer. Perfect. So in the chat room, say it. I want you to say it. Stand up. It's my time to shine. I want you to say it in the chat room. You're right, Kurek. It's my time to shine. It's my time to win. And it is. If you don't do this, by the way, this is that decision-making muscle right now. You start to make that decision. I know this, I'm kind of funny with all this, yet there's a method to my madness. It's a public declaration. You got to say it. You got to make that decision. It's my time. And I'm getting it. I see Lorraine saying it. Jamie saying it. Joel saying it. Awesome. So there's 2 ways that I can help you achieve amazingly better results with your business goals and your life too. Because remember, everything that you learn, it applies to all areas of your life, because it really is the same strategies. We just need to apply it towards those different areas. So the first one is that you can become one of my private clients, which, by the way, I only take 7 people a year. I don't have any spots open right now. If you want to do that, The cost is $27,000. You'll have to, ask for an invitation in, go through the process, which is great. I'd love to have you a private client. It costs $27,000, but you'll have to wait for the next opening. Or the other way is you can become one of my elite members of the Success Inner Circle. And I am going to coach you to success in all areas of your life. Now, here's what the Inner Circle is all about. And here's why it's going to change the game for you. There's only 25 elite spots available for those chosen few who want more and want better for themselves and for the people that they care about. I'm going to coach you, guide you, and mentor you to dramatically be way more successful in your business and in life. I want to make you one of my superstars. And I refer to my clients that way a lot, is that they're my superstars. I watch them go from where they are to superstar status in their own lives and in their own results. Every fortnight for an entire year, we're going to do a live coaching session together, you, me, and the Inner Circle group. And it's powerful, life-changing. Every coaching session is custom tailored to what you and the Inner Circle members want to work on and achieve. So it's not just me doing a box set things. We're going to specifically tailor it for you and what the members want so that you get what you want out of it and the results that you want to produce. That's how powerful it is. And again, we do that with my one-on-one coaching group, but there's a bigger dynamics to this. The coaching sessions are all recorded, so you'll have access to them whenever you want to after the coaching sessions are done. So you can go back and re-listen to them, because I will tell you, you're going to get way more out of it hearing it the second time and the third time. You can download it, play it in your car, whatever you want, but the sessions will be available for you because they're all recorded. The trainings last as long as they need to be. I am not time bound. I am results driven. So if a session lasts an hour, it lasts an hour. If it lasts 3 hours, it's 3 hours. We're here to produce results. But imagine session after session after session, we're producing results. You're stacking them on top of each other. How different, how crazy different is your life going to be? Is the results in your business going to be when you start stacking the results on top of each other? You're going to get coaching. You get coaching with me longer than a calendar year. And what do I mean by that? Well, look, if I can't make a normal nightly session because I'm on the road or something. Now, by the way, a lot of times on the road, I can do them anyways because we're going to be doing these sessions on the internet. But I'm just saying, if we miss one, or it's a holiday, it's Christmas or something like that, we're just going to take those sessions and tag them on to the end of the normal coaching term. Right? And for clients, they love this. And Inner Circle members, they love this because it means that there's a longer sustained coaching year. So it's not just a 12-month thing. It goes as long until we get all our sessions done. It's a real benefit. They love it. And there's a lot more than this. The Success Inner Circle member site has the library of all the completed coaching sessions for you to be able to download and listen to again. Also, there's all kinds of bonus content, webinars that you're going to be invited to, ongoing webinars, interview and podcasts that I've done. I just did a podcast, Entrepreneurs podcast, Entrepreneurs on Fire, which is one of the top 10 entrepreneur podcasts in the world. That just came out with John Lee Dumas, and wow, so we're going to have those in the webs, or they are in the website. Interviews, podcasts, ongoing ones that I do. Also, I interview successful people, so you'll get those. Also, training videos, content videos, all these things. So there's a whole library of things in the Success Inner Circle member site that you're going to have privy to, that are going to help you develop yourself, your skills, your tools to produce the results that you want. Plus, one of the best things is that you got a genuine support team in us. We'd love to help you. something you need help, something's not working for you, some technical glitch, we're on it. So you'll have direct access to us and the support team to make sure that you get the help that you need. And we love doing that with you. Here's why it's a game changer for you. That you also, you get invited to join the Success Inner Circle closed Facebook group. This is amazing because in the group, members are there to help you and each other to reaching your goals, right? So you don't just get me, you get all these other people who are working on themselves, working on their business, growing their businesses. They're at different levels of with their business than you are. We're here to help each other. You post things in the Facebook group, you'll get responses, you'll get strategies. We also do Facebook Live coachings there as well. So you get additional content. And again, we tailor those for what the Inner Circle members are wanting and needing. So this is really, really powerful, valuable stuff. You're going to love all of this. You get the power of the Success Inner Circle network. This is priceless, right? There, you make friendships, you make businesses, connections, all kinds of things that happen. And one of my mantras in life is that if you're not networking, then you're not working. The power of a network. Nobody who succeeds at life ever does it by themselves. Everybody does it. The people who really succeed in life do it as a team. They get help, and we're here to help you. And the network's here to help you. This is very, very valuable. Right now, the only way to fail in life is the failure to participate. One-on-one coaching with me, as I said before, is $27,000. The normal price for the elite membership in the Success Inner Circle is normally $13,000. That's the normal price for it. But because you're an action taker and you came on the webinar tonight with me, I want to make you one of my superstars. We're going to have a special webinar-only deal. It's got to be acted on today, because if you don't take action, it's a butterfly that flew away and you miss it. The special webinar normally is, like I said, $13,000. I could say, hey, let's take $3,000 off it, $3,000 and make it $10,000. But you know what? You should know me by now. I'm going to do way better than that for you. I want you in there. I want you to be one of my superstars. I want you to take action. So I say, okay, how about $8,600? I'm already taking thousands of dollars off. But no, I say, my wife thinks I'm crazy and I'm off my rocker, but I am. I'm crazy. But remember, it's the crazy people that change the world. It's the normal people that wait for it to be changed. It's called victim mentality. So let's do the deal even better. Not $10,000, not $86,000. Let's do it this way. There's two ways to come in, and that is you can put down $497 today and then make 11 monthly payments of $682, which is a total of $7,999. Think about that, from $13,000 to $799. That's a savings of over $5,000 by taking action today. All you got to do is put down $497 today, or the other way is that you can put one payment of upfront payment of $7,500 and save an extra $500. So that's a total savings of $5,500. Now think about that. Now right there, you're going, man, this is crazy good deal. I'm in. It gets better. Why? Because that's the way I operate in this life. I really want you to win. I'm here to help you. You got to take the action. And remember, you got to invest in yourself. I got that. You put in, you get out. That's the only way it's going to work. Yet I want to make this better for you. So guess what? There's only 25 spots available. They're going to fill up really quickly. And I'm going to show you why that's going to happen. Is there's some special bonuses that only people on the webinar today are going to get. And that is, besides the discount, is that I'm also going to include 4 one-on-one private one-on-one sessions with me. Only you, not even the group, just one-on-one sessions. You can get 4 of those. So each quarter of the year, you get one session that we're going to work on stuff and that you want to work on specifically tailored towards you, your business, whatever. That's a value of $5,000. I'm going to include with your tuition to the Success Inner Circle. That's crazy. I can't believe I'm saying that. Why am I saying that? Why? I'm crazy, but I'm crazy good. I'm crazy like a fox because I want you to win. Remember, I got the best job in the world, and my circle of friends grows because I get to be around all these like-minded people who are successful in themselves, and I love it. And if you ask Daphne or some other people on the call, I see Ward and Lorraine are on the call, also past clients of mine. We're friends. We hang out with each other. We catch up with each other. We're in regular contact. It's crazy. Also, what's that? Aaron right now said, let's put the offer up so that you can I'm going to finish these slides and we'll put the offer up. I get it. Also, I'm going to include a Life Success Club membership. Now, the Life Success Club membership, not only you can use, but your whole family, your nucleus family can use it. It's normally a $470 per year value. I'm going to give you a lifetime access to it. So it's not even a yearly thing, a lifetime access. What it is, it's our online membership site in which you get ongoing personal development content. Every month you get new content from me. It's a game changer. It's a muscle builder. But this is stuff that's designed that you can use it in your car as you're driving to work or on your phone if you're on the bus or on a bike or walking, whatever it is. Ongoing, life-changing. Because remember, as I said earlier in the webinar, you don't want to just try to listen to this stuff once. You want to master it. You want it to be your language. You want it to be the way you think. Remember, mindset. You want to develop those skills so that they become your skill sets. And so I'm going to include a Life Success. By the way, I've never done this before, giving away Life Success Club memberships. It's been going on, the Life Success Club, since 2003. We've already had thousands of members through the Life Success Club. Again, life-changing. I'm going to include the Life Success Club membership for you and your whole family can use as an Inner Circle member. And also, last but not least, I'm going to include a digital copy of my #1 international best-selling book, How Would Love Respond? The book has changed more people's lives than I can count, and that's a $30 value. So again, to be an elite member, there's 2 ways to come in. Normally it's $13,000. You can either instead pay $497 down today and 11 monthly payments of $682, a total of $7,999. That's a savings of over $5,000. Or you can pay one upfront payment of $7,500 and save an extra $500, which is a total savings of $5,500. Plus, you get the webinar special bonuses worth another $5,500, $5,500 in bonuses for becoming a member of the Inner Circle right now. So Aaron is going to put up the offers right now where we can sign up. We're opening the room right now so you can sign up. Here's the offers. First, we're going to put up the payment plan. So this is for the people who want to put down the $497 today and take the action right now. Remember, invest in yourself. The only way to fail at life is to fail to participate. And I'm not trying to sell you. I'm trying to sell you on selling yourself. And you know what? If I want something different, I got to do something different, and I got to invest in myself. And I am here. We are going to make this by far, at the end of the year, when I ask you, what did you spend on your being an Inner Circle member, you're going to say nothing, because I dwarf that in results. And I get that regularly with my clients, and I get regularly that with the members. So right now, the offer is up. You'll see it. It says take action right now. Hit the button and click it over and join the Inner Circle. As we count down, though, we're not going to, there's only 25 people. That's it. And I will tell you that the webinar, this is a special deal for webinar people only. It's not available on the website. You're not going to see it anywhere else. It's take action now. So you can either do that. So it's up right now. And Aaron also put it in the chat room so that there's a link. So you can do that right now. And she also put up the link that if you want to do the one payment of $7,500, which again is an additional $500 off your tuition. Remember, both payment plans, either one gets the $5,500 in webinar bonuses. So she just right now put up the one-time payment. It's right there on the website, so you can click it. But like I said, in the chat room are those links right now. And it's exciting. I can already see it going off. People are signing up. I love it. We have the inner circle going. So numbers 1, 2, I see 3 people signing up right now. So it's happening right now. So be a member. Let me coach you. Let me help you. Let me change your life. I'm here for you. You will see that it is personal. It is real. It's genuine. I want to coach you. I want to mentor you. Great. It's going on. It's happening. Oh, wow. We got more. You might want to jump on right now. It's happening. Joel's on. Hey, Joel, love it. I'm so excited. It's happening. So here we go. Sign up right now. Now I'm going to go back to some slides. The offer, like I said, is in the chat room. And then what I would do is we will leave it up in the chat room for you. How's that? But you got to take the offer now because 24 hours later, this will be shutting down. And by then, I'm guessing we're already going to be filled up anyways. So here we go. Let's just finish this off now. So like I said, there's the payment plans. They're in the chat room right now. Remember that if you want to succeed in life, you got to make the decision. You know, I should think about it. I'm wishy-washy. That's not going to help you. It's got to be a must. Man, I'm tired of struggling. I'm tired of not fulfilling my dreams. I'm done. I'm going forward. That's called a decision. You got to make the commitment. You got to put your name on the line and say, I'm going for it. And you got to be consistent with that. You got to invest in yourself, right? If you don't invest, you get nothing out. And like I said, I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in coaching, and I still invest in myself. It's not over. I still go to workshops. I still get coaching. And you got to be held accountable. And that's one of my biggest jobs with you is to hold you on the line until it becomes your habit to succeed. And remember, I invest in me. It's right there in the word. The best investment you can ever make is in your own personal development. Because when you develop to being a bigger, better, smarter, more skillful person, you're going to take actions you've never taken before. It actually becomes easier to succeed. Why? Because that's just who you are at that level. You are that person who does those things that produces those results. I'm super honored that you've been on the webinar with me. I'm sorry for going a little bit over. I apologize for that. But you know what? As you see, I'm passionate. I'm excited about this. Like I said earlier, if you want the slides from today's webinar, send us an email at Erin@KurekAshley.com. She'll send ask@KurekAshley.com. Erin will send you a link. You can download them all that way. I want you to take the action. Say, hey, I want it. Send me the slides, and you can download those. Like I said, I'm excited. I'm thrilled that you're here. I'm grateful that you're here. And remember that all your dreams come true when you make the decision to make them come true. I'm excited to have you join me on the Inner Circle. We're going to be starting up with it in the next couple of weeks and activate the group. Game changer. Watch your life change. And until I talk with you again, have a most outstanding day. Thanks for joining me today.